Rachel Zegler was supposed to be the future, a star personally chosen by Spielberg, a breakout sensation with a golden ticket straight from her bedroom. One day, she was singing covers on YouTube. The next, she was starring in West Side Story. Critics couldn't stop praising her. Hollywood embraced her with open arms. Red carpets, interviews, standing ovations. It all happened fast. From the outside, it looked like a dream. But even dreams cast shadows. And this one? It's beginning to look more like a cautionary tale than a fairy tale. Let's take a closer look at what really happened. Because this isn't just some tabloid scandal. It's the story of one of Hollywood's most talked about young stars, falling apart, both physically and emotionally, in the middle of one of musical theater's most legendary numbers. Right in the middle of a live performance, Don't Cry for Me Argentina barely got through the first verse. The audience sat frozen. Rachel looked off stage, blinked slowly, and walked away. No lines, no warning, just gone. So how does someone so beloved, so seemingly destined for greatness, reach the point where the curtain drops mid-song and never comes back up? Let's start here. Evita isn't just another role. Portraying Eva Perón is one of the most demanding challenges in musical theater, vocally, emotionally, and physically. It consumes performers. Patti Lupone set the gold standard decades ago, and since then, any actress stepping into that role walks into a pressure cooker. Rachel knew that, and still said yes. Maybe that was courage. Or maybe it was her first mistake. Behind the scenes, rumors swirled that the production wasn't going smoothly. Rehearsals were long. Directors kept making last-minute changes, and Rachel, still in her early 20s, was reportedly showing signs of stress from the beginning. She arrived at rehearsals anxious, sometimes in tears. She kept to herself. Vanished during breaks. Headphones in. Head down. Whispers began. She was already struggling, before previews even started. By Tech Week, the backstage tension was unbearable. You could cut it with a mic stand. Then came preview night. A packed house. Fans. Critics. Theater insiders. All waiting to see if Rachel could prove she belonged in this role. The lights rose. The music began. But something was off. Her voice was technically fine from the start, but her energy was missing. Her eyes were empty, her timing slightly off, that natural connection she once had with audiences, gone. And then, it happened. Halfway through Don't Cry for Me Argentina, she froze. She stopped singing. The room fell completely silent. And then, she turned and walked off stage, as if she were leaving a rehearsal, not a live show. The audience sat in stunned silence. About a minute later, the stage manager walked out and mumbled something about a technical delay. But everyone in that room knew what they saw. This wasn't a technical glitch. It was something else entirely. Within hours, Twitter exploded. Clips were posted. Live reactions flooded in. Full threads dissected every moment. Speculation took over. Was it the flu? A panic attack? Did she faint backstage? Was it a full breakdown? Then came the official statement. Rachel Zegler will be taking a brief medical leave due to health reasons. Short, vague, and not at all reassuring. The very next day, matinee, canceled. Evening show, canceled. Rachel's face vanished from the theater's Instagram. No stories, no posts, no paparazzi sightings. It was like she had disappeared overnight. When she finally resurfaced, hoodie pulled up, sunglasses on, coffee in hand, smiling beside a friend on a Manhattan sidewalk, the internet erupted again. Some people pointed and said, "She looks fine. If she can stroll around New York smiling, why can't she show up for work?" Others pushed back. She had a breakdown, not a broken leg. One fan on TikTok clapped back bluntly, "Let her breathe." And just like that, the conversation spiraled into a chaotic tug-of-war between empathy and accountability. Was Rachel Zegler the victim of a harsh industry, or someone who simply couldn't handle the pressure she signed up for? Then came the deeper digging. Old interviews began to resurface. Moments that once seemed charming now felt different, like when she half-joked about needing therapy after press tours, or when she confessed to waking up with dread in her stomach before public appearances. These weren't red flags back then, but now, people were rewatching with fresh eyes. Especially in light of Snow White, her supposed next big breakout, which was already under fire. The casting had stirred controversy. People slammed the film's direction, its tone, everything. Then Rachel gave an interview that only made things worse. She said she hated the original Snow White, that the new version wouldn't have a prince because he wasn't necessary, That ignited a full-blown internet meltdown. The backlash was fast and ruthless. So, when the Evita incident happened, critics were quick to connect the dots. Hollywood's gamble on Gen Z, one op-ed sneered. Another labeled her as ungrateful, entitled, and completely unprepared for fame. At that point, it wasn't just about one role anymore. The bigger question had already begun. Had Rachel been pushed too far? Or was she simply never built for this in the first place? As the public took sides, whispers began circulating from inside the Evita production. Some cast members began liking cryptic posts that hinted at behind-the-scenes chaos. One Instagram story read, "Not all silence is golden." No tags, no names, but everyone knew exactly who it was about. Rumors took off. Rachel wasn't even the first choice for Evita. She was cast at the last minute, for her name, not her fit. The producers wanted celebrity, not stage strength. And if that's true, it explains a lot. Coming off a box office failure and an online firestorm, Rachel may have walked into an impossible role, just to help sell tickets. Then came the performances. Yes, Evita had previews, but it never truly opened. With Rachel gone, the understudy stepped in, but the spark was already gone. Ticket sales plummeted. The production quietly slashed its schedule. Then came the final blow, early closure. Industry insiders started calling it one of the most ill-fated revivals in recent memory. Some said it felt cursed from day one. Meanwhile, Rachel's team was scrambling. Leaks said her management had gone into total lockdown, publicists were rotated, lawyers began reviewing every statement before it went out. Disney executives, already dealing with the Snow White controversy, were now watching Rachel closely. Very closely. They were reportedly rethinking everything, from future casting to press appearances. It's easy to forget how young she still is, barely past college age, suddenly carrying the weight of multi-million-dollar movie budgets, Broadway expectations, and a relentless online mob. It's a lot. But in Hollywood, there's no pause button. You either show up, or someone else takes your place. And lately, the industry's patience seems thin. The spotlight never really turns off. It just moves on. And while Rachel stepped away to recover, the noise around her only grew louder. It wasn't just gossip sites anymore. Major media outlets started publishing think pieces about young fame, burnout, and what it takes to survive in an industry that demands everything and forgives nothing. Some painted Rachel as a warning sign. One headline read, "From Wonderkin to Warning, Zegler's Hollywood Cliff Dive." Others took a gentler approach, pointing to the unrealistic expectations placed on young women, especially those who speak up. For every confident interview, there was a wave of tweets calling her arrogant. Every time she tried to set boundaries, she was branded difficult. It's a pattern Hollywood has followed for years. Build them up fast, tear them down even faster. Now the real question is, can she come back from this? Hollywood has a short memory, but a long history of comebacks. One day, you're the punchline. The next, you're holding a trophy on stage. But those comebacks don't happen by luck. They take planning, time, and a kind of resilience most people don't even realize they need, until it's almost too late. Rachel's team knows this, which is why, reportedly, they've started rebuilding. Quiet conversations with new PR firms, meetings with directors known for actor-friendly environments. No red carpets, no interviews, just silence, strategy, and maybe, if the moment is right, a comeback role. A small film, a quiet return, something raw and honest. Meanwhile, social media remains split. Some fans remain loyal, calling this just one chapter in a much bigger story. Others have already moved on, debating who might replace her in upcoming roles. And then there's the silent majority. Not tweeting, not posting, just watching. Waiting. There are whispers that Rachel has started therapy. Whether true or not, it would make sense. Because fame this early comes with a cost. Your victories stop feeling like your own. And your failures? They belong to everyone. It's no longer about the performance. It's about the story being told around it. And once that story spins out of control, it takes serious inner work to pull it back. Then there's Snow White. It's still coming, ready or not. And now the question isn't just will it be good, it's will audiences even want to see her in it? Because if the movie fails, they won't blame the writing, or the directing, or even Disney. They'll blame Rachel. Fair or not, that's how the game is played. And yet, here's the thing. She still has a shot. Because underneath all the drama, the backlash, the chaos, there's talent. Real talent. The kind you can't fake. The kind that made Steven Spielberg point to a teenager's YouTube video and say, "That's her." That spark doesn't disappear overnight, it just gets buried. So maybe the comeback won't be loud. Maybe it won't be another musical or a massive Disney blockbuster. Maybe it'll be a stripped down stage play in a small city, or a quiet indie film. No spotlight, no headlines, just her, a microphone, and a story to tell. And maybe that's exactly what she needs. Not to be the next big thing, just to be herself.